We have breaking news. Let's get right to it.
Past 24 hours, we've seen 34 new cases of COVID-19 here in Utah.
Following breaking news out of Utah, a magnitude 5.7 earthquake hitting just after 7 a.m. local time, about 10 miles west of Salt Lake City.
You need 100 to 150,000 tests a day.
What's going on in the world? It's Isolation20 Podcast, episode number 56. Drerawka, I am your host. And I'm coming through with a nice hoodie because it is hoodie season. It is freezing outside. I think I seen a low this morning of like 26 degrees. And yes, your boy was out there running. I was out there running in the cold like a madman because we're still trying to get our weight down and our credit up. I mean, that's still a goal of ours. Even as we come to the end of this year, I think now is like this right now is going to set me up for January, right? I'm not going to go super heavy in November and December. I already know this. The holidays, a lot of family time. It's cold. I don't want to get in the gym. I don't want to wake up and walk in 20-degree weather. I already know this, right? But come January, yes, it's still going to be 20-degree weather, but we won't have as many sweets and stuff in the house. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. So, yeah, your boy's going to be hitting it hard, if you will, come January, which I'm excited about, and I hope you are as well. So if you are somebody that is contemplating or that you're waiting for January, like, yo, sometimes we need like that start date, right? We need that, like, I'm going to start Monday, or I'm going to start at the top of the month, right? Or I'm going to start once my leg gets healed, whatever the case is. There's always like I'll start when, right? I get that. But I think now is a good time to plan for when you do start, right? So if you say, yo, I'm going to start January 1st or whatever the first Monday is in January, go and plan now. Plan what you're going to do. If you're going to meal prep, go and buy the meal prep kits, right? Go buy the utensils. Go buy the little, like I did. I bought a yoga mat. Go buy a yoga mat for those days that you can't get to the gym. You want to do some things at home. Something that I'm going to start doing is actually stretching. I want to stretch when I wake up, and I want to stretch before bed. And my goal, I would love to get a whole hour of leg lifts in, right? So leg lifts and planks. I would like to do a whole hour of planks. Now, not at once, right? But I would like to do maybe an hour a week, right? So that's 60 planks, right? If I do them at a minute each, that's 60 planks for a whole hour. That's doable. Especially in a week. That's doable. It's a lot, but it's doable. I had a goal to do 100 air squats the other day, and I accomplished that. And it was just because I broke it up. I did 10 air squats an hour, pretty much. And I got it done. I did 50 during my workout, and then I did the rest during the day, just throughout the day. When the hour top of the hour, let me drop down and get my eagle on, right? And that's I think it's an achievable accomplishment, but I think it takes some planning. So if you are somebody that is like, hey, I'm going to do it, but I need to prepare, I need to get some things in line, take that time now. Take that time to make it happen. Because I know you can achieve it. I know you can accomplish it. We have come so far in this weight loss journey. We've come so far in this health space, and I'm so excited for 2023. Regardless on if I meet my goal or not, which I'm confident I will come March. I got I think it's like 40 pounds left or something like that. In 3 months, I can even hit that you can hit more than that in 50. I can hit 50 pounds in 3 months. I've done it before, but it takes planning, right? So, I am in your corner. If you are wanting to reach out to me, follow my weight loss page. Is at Weight Down Credit Up. Coming up later on the show, we got the What's That Noise segment. We got Are You Dumb? Which, hey, look, one of these beer companies, they're about to drop a new nail polish. I know, sounds weird, but the ladies might like it. Down in front, we got to touch on the Nipsey Hustle documentary. The trailer dropped today. And then, of course, in sports news, World Cup's coming up. Not only that, but the UFC lost somebody very special. But I got to throw somebody under the bus real quick. Not even under the bus. I got to build some awareness. My favorite local neighborhood bar here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Well, really, in Salt Lake City. A bar named Sue. they had a culprit, right? Go ahead and steal some donations from a charity event that is done every year, the Pray for Powder charity event, where they raise money to help the sled dogs, right? The dogs that are up on the mountain that help those rescue efforts up on the mountain and stuff. And some coward decided he wanted to steal some of the raffle gifts, right? That's stealing straight from our community. That's not cool, man. So I wanted to just take a second. If you have a moment, if you are in the local Salt Lake City area, take a look at the video. The pictures on a Bar Named Sue's page on Instagram, and it's simple, just a Bar Named Sue. Let them know if you know this coward, because it's not cool. I'm not there. If you can call me many things throughout my whole life, but you can never call me a stealer. I've never stole anything a day in my life. That's not what we do. I always teach my kids that we don't steal. You might tell a white lie. You might get into a fist fight. You might do these other things, but we do not steal. It's not what we do. We're not stealers. You work hard for what you want. What he say, you got to be handy with the steal, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep. Earn your keep. Don't steal your keep. Earn your keep. Even though I think he was talking about stealing. Yo, regulators was wild, yo. I always thought regulators would, whenever I heard regulators, I always thought of Red from Friday, because I feel like Warren G, I feel like regulators was like Warren G as Red in Friday, because he was talking then I looked at the brother, said, damn, what's next? Like, he just got beat up. Like, yo, son, like, what else you gonna do to me? And that's what Red was doing in Friday. He was like, damn, Debo, like, you already took my grandmama chain. You already took my bike. Damn, homie, what's next? What else you gonna do to me? Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, man, don't be a coward. Don't steal. Big shout out to Valley Fair. So we do these things on the radio, 92.5 FM in Salt Lake City area. If you're outside of Utah and you want to listen to me on the radio, you can go to 92.5 thebeat.com. You can also download the 92.5 the Beat app. But we do these things called remotes, where we just I broadcast my show for a couple hours from a remote location. And this week I was at Valley Fair, which is a mall, which, by the way, Valley Fair, they did the rebranding thing once they did the facelift on the mall, and they dropped the mall. So whenever I refer to Valley Fair, we ain't supposed to say the mall, but we know. I mean, if you're a native Utahn, you know it as Valley Fair Mall. I've been in a lot of things at Valley Fair, both good and bad. Mostly good though. But we had an art contest over there, and it was really dope. Thank you to the 6 finalists that put their art out there for people to vote on. And what it is they're giving these artists a prime location in Valley Fair to display their art, right? But it takes patrons to vote on it. So that's what we were out there doing. We were out there building awareness of this art contest and letting people know that, hey, Valley Fair has got a whole new facelift. It's not the early 2000s mall that we knew it as, right? It's not that no more. It's beautiful. There are so many dope stores in there now, and there's a lot of local stores in there too, like barbershops that are completely local, not franchises or anything like that. The eateries are really dope. They always got good little eating spots in there. Megaplexes in there. They got it all decked out for the holidays, so it's just super nice. And when I was there, I was DJing, and shout out to my man Fonzie. He was helping me out that day. But as I'm DJing, I conversate with the community. I conversate with people. Hey, how you doing? Go ahead. Yeah, you can grab a T-shirt. Yo, you want a sticker? Yo, what you doing today? Oh, what you in the mall buying? Right? And there was this family. It was a dad, mom, and then their teenage daughter, right? She had to have been like maybe 15, maybe a little younger. And they were out shopping for the brother for his birthday. And it was just dope because they stopped and we were talking, and you could tell dad was kind of reserved, right? Like, man, I don't want to be here. And I felt him. As a dad, as somebody that hates shopping, I felt him. But, and I apologize, I don't remember your name. But it was a beautiful family. They, as I'm talking to the dad and whatnot, he starts to tell me what he does, and he's in construction. And, you know, he was like, man, I really like the music that you're playing, and you should really like have a CD for old geezers like me. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, I work construction. I either listen to the radio or I have a CD, right? I don't know how to do the Bluetooth thing. I don't know how to do the aux cord thing. And it really took me back for a minute, because sometimes we forget that there are certain generations that are old school, that do like CDs and things like that, intangible things, right? It's not all digital. It's not. And so it was for me, it was a second to step back and be like, dang, like there's a whole nother piece of audience that I haven't catered to, and I could, right? So I say that to say this, the Isolation20 unrestricted best of DVD coming out 2023. I'm just playing. No, but that's for real. Like, that could be a thing where it's a bunch of unseen footage, unseen cuts that of course I could throw it on YouTube, but hey, for the old guys, I shouldn't even say old guys, but for the guys that like nostalgia, the guys that like the DVD, you know, having something tangible, I think I might do something like that. I think I might, because man, this dude was really complimentary, and it gave me a chance to connect with him and his wife and his daughter, two different generations, right? Dad was maybe 10 years older than me, and the daughter was I was 10 years, maybe 15 years older than her. So like, I'm middle child. I understand both generations. I understand both sides. I get what Cole was saying. But to anybody out there that is a content creator, to you, the content creator, I want to challenge you to talk to the people. There are times where we stay in this little bubble of creativity where we're not out touching the people. Pause. But you got to introduce yourself to new people. You have to be that friendly face that gets new supporters, that gets, because people come in seasons, right? Some people will listen to you loyally, faithfully, every single episode, or click on every single video you post or every single song you drop. But then there are the casual listeners that will catch you, but then they'll fall off, right? I think it's important to catch new audience members, catch new people, get new people on the wave, right? Because they're looking for that. People want to release. People want to escape this reality that is not always the most positive, right? Which is why I try to stay as positive as possible on my platform. But when I met this family, it made me realize that, like, yo, here's this dude who's enjoying the music that I'm playing, who's enjoying this conversation that I'm having with him. Hey, if you like this, man, check out my podcast. And you know, he said he would. So shout out to you, man. I apologize. I forgot your name. I forgot your family's name, but I appreciate you saying the kind words. And I think that's another takeaway that I got is, if you enjoy something, tell the person that you're enjoying. Did that make sense? Hopefully that wasn't too bad. Was that possible? I think it was possible. Pause. But if you enjoy, like, if a chef made you a really delicious dinner, man, hey, yo, compliments to the chef, man. If you hear an artist play a song that you really like, hey, yo, man, that was a great song. Where can I find it, right? Or if there's a podcaster or some type of entertainer that brings you joy, hey, yo, that was dope, man. Because it takes that compliment for that creator to keep going. And who knows, man, that person might have quit that day. He doesn't know what kind of day I was having that day, right? I could have been like, man, I'm really tired of lugging around this equipment. I'm really tired of DJing. I'm really tired of, who knows? I could have been falling out of love with my passion. Regardless, when him saying those words and having that positive influence on my day, it made me go. It made me continue to go. And I, you know, hopefully got a new supporter on the podcast. So I would challenge you, be of the people. Don't be afraid of the people. Be of the people. And speaking of the people, it's What's That Noise?
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
What?
What is that noise? 385-240-4666 is the number. What is that noise? Oh, did you hear that? Let me run that back one time. What is that noise? I feel like this noise right here is more common than not. The last noise that I had to reveal, nobody got it. We got a lot of entries, by the way. We got over 50 entries via 385-240-4666. But we also got a lot on the Instagram account, on my Instagram page at Drerawka. That one was a foot massage, right? A foot bubbler. You put it in your little feet. You go, you put your little feet in there, and you put the little Epsom salt in there, right? That was the last noise. This noise, obviously much different, but I still think it's pretty common. I think that this one will get guessed really quick. So make sure you get your guesses in. Remember, I am giving away $50 if you tell me what this exact noise is. I'm looking for something very specific, okay? Again, last time it was a foot bubbler, a foot massager, but somebody said, hey, it's a fish tank. Nope, not close. Somebody said a jacuzzi. Not close enough, right? I need that exact noise. Tell me what this is. I have a lot of confidence that you can get it. 385-240-4666 is the number for What's That Noise? Let your voice be heard. Hey Alexa, can you show me a new barber?
Don't worry, I got you.
Boogie Down Barbershop in Taylorsville is now open. Anything from gentleman's cuts, taper, fade, or if you want to treat yourself to a nice hot towel shave, Boogie Down Barbershop has you covered. Cuts for men and kids. Book your appointment today at boogiedownbarbershop.com.
And now the movie review segment you didn't ask for. It's down in front.
Hey, you know the whole saying, hey, hold my beer? Now they're doing it in style now, because Coors Light just announced that they're releasing their polish. The mountains turn blue. Now your nails can too. That is the slogan for Coors Light. I just seen this. I was like, what? No way. I thought it was just a meme. I thought it was like a little holiday jokey joke, right? Nah, I had to go to shop.CoorsLight.com, and sure enough, yep, you guessed it. They got it on their website, and it looks like the Rockies. So if you want your fingers to look like the Rockies, make sure you go on their website and buy it today. Maybe a nice stocking stuffer for the casual beer lover, man, woman, maybe even the teenage girl that's looking for the correct nail polish tone for the winter dance. I don't know. Regardless, they got you. It's only $7. I was thinking about buying it and maybe giving it away. What do you think? You think I should do that? Would you be interested in trying to win a $7 bottle of nail polish? Maybe it comes with a case too. Maybe we get Coors Light to sponsor it. I don't know. Hey, Coors Light, sponsor the podcast, or at least the giveaway. I'm down with it. I don't know if you can give away beer in Utah or in general, but we can definitely give away some merch, right? Maybe have some nice t-shirts. Maybe get the little neon sign. How about the neon sign? YouTube gang, you are watching me right now. How about the neon sign right here behind me? I would love it. If you're not on the YouTube channel, make sure you go and subscribe. It's unrestricted. Drerawka, Isolation20 Podcast. You put all that in there, you'll find me. But yeah, it'll be a chill winter with a nice nail polish from Coors Light. Now, okay, this chick, I always forget how to say her name. Is it Bad Baby? Bad Bobby? Bad Bahabi? Yo, you know who I'm talking about, right? The chick from Dr. Phil, Cash Me Outside. How about that? Remember her? Well, she came back out of hiding. For some reason, she was gone for a while. She was off of social media. She went and got a few meals from her, that one little account, that one little, that little thing where she does that other thing to get the cash, right? Yeah. She left after that, and then she emerged with a new photo on her Instagram account, and boy, did the internet drag her for that. Now, she came out. She had blonde hair. let's just say toner, the makeup, the tan, little melodish. I don't know if melodish is a word, but she does look like she got how do you say it? A little black in her, which I'm sure she has eventually. Plump lips, right? Very, very melodish. I get it. I see why people are trolling her, because I think she's originally Italian. I think she is, but definitely not her natural look. But hey, I'm just gonna throw this out there. How many of these celebrities have a natural look? To me, I can only name one. Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys is the only one I know that's all natural. So when we see Bahad Bahabi, was it Bahad Babadi? Bahad Bahabi. Maybe even the name is cultural appropriation. Maybe she ain't even trying to be, well, I guess Middle Eastern is considered black, right? Not a black American, but I mean, still, still my folks. What do you think? You think Bahabi is cultural appropriating? But here's another thing too. I think she's from Florida. I know plenty of people that aren't black that live in the South that have quote unquote black hairdos, right? Like, I know plenty of women that look like Halle Berry from Babs, right? I see plenty of girls that are black with the, baby fat. Oh, baby fat back in the early 2000s? There was always a Kayla. There was always a, let's see, Ashley. Ashley was a big one that wore the baby fat. She had the Timbs on. She had the boots with the fur. That was for sure. That definitely was a thing. So cultural appropriation from Bahabi. I don't think it. I mean, I'm not offended. She's gonna look how she look. Now she comes with blackface. That's a whole nother story. My man Nas, he just dropped King's Disease 3. Now, I didn't think King's Disease, the series, I mean, obviously it's Nas. It could always get better, but it could always get, well, not with Hit Boy. It can't get worse on the beats. So I was excited about it. I thought it would be something enjoyable, right? And he did not disappoint on this record. The whole album was dope. One of the standout lines to me was when he was like, I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't know exactly what he said, but essentially he was like, yo, I listen back to the Takeover. Sometimes I text Hove like, yo, this ain't over. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like, I'm gonna come back, Hove. And doesn't that solidify that Takeover was better than Ether? Doesn't that solidify it? If the man that wrote Ether was like, yo, son, I listened to the Takeover and it ain't over. I have to come back. If you know you won a battle, you don't have to rebuttal. You don't have to come back because wasn't it Ether, then it was Takeover, right? If you really truly feel like Ether killed or did its thing against Takeover, there's no reason for you to come back. There's no reason for you to be like, yo, it ain't over, son. And as much as Nas might think that's a joke, and as much as, you know what I mean, it might be goofy play, because then now they're cordial, right? Now they're boys. Something in there says that there's a little bit of truth to that. Something in there says that Nas is like, yo, I got something to prove. I know I can beat this dude. It's kind of like Adesanya against what's his name? Alex Pereira. It's like, yo, I beat you 3 times. He's like, no, but I know I can beat this guy. I had him against the ropes. I know I got him. God MC, me, Jehovah. Come on, son. But 21 Savage, man, he had a lot to say about Nas being irrelevant. Is that how you say it? Irrelevant. There you go. 21, I mean, who? 21, definitely relevant, right? Definitely somebody that is popular in 2022. Somebody that just dropped one of the hottest projects of the year with Drizzy Drake, one of the hottest rappers in the last decade. But to say that Nas is not relevant, I don't think Nas can never not be relevant, because let me tell you why. When you talk about the greatest rappers of all time, you mention who? Hove. You mention Nas. You mention Wayne, right? Hell, you even mentioned Drizzy Drake now. I know, probably a lot of backlash, but hey, depending on which room you're in, his name gets brought up, and along with Eminem too. And then of course Biggie and Pac, right? But when you bring up these names in 2022, when you have this debate or you have this conversation of greatest of all time or the best to ever do it, you have to say that these guys are relevant. They're relevant because they're relevant to the conversation of the culture. They will never not be relevant. Now, if you mention Rich Boy, throw some D's on it. Not relevant, right? Rich Homie Quan, not relevant. Who else? Panda. Designer, not relevant. Had his moment, but not relevant. 21 Savage. When we say 21 Savage in, how many seasons has 21 Savage had? Maybe 5? I think 21's had about 5 seasons, maybe a little bit more. Nah, I think it's about 5 seasons. I could be wrong. Damn, is it more than 5? No, I think it's about 5 seasons. I think 21 Savage has had. In the next 10 seasons, will we be mentioning 21 Savage at all? At all? When we talk about certain categories in hip hop or within the culture or whatever, will we be mentioning 21 Savage? And if the answer is yes, then that man's gonna be relevant. If we say no, then that man's not gonna be relevant. There's gonna be places where we place people in hip hop, in this culture. When we talk about the greatest, you mention Nas. So Nas will forever be embedded in hip hop during his time here on earth and after. So when you have an artist that has left their mark like that, you can't question their relativeness or reliability, whatever you want to say. I made up a word. This is Isolation20. I hope that makes sense. Shout out to Kodak Black though, man. Kodak Black was like, son. Actually, you know what? Matter of fact, I got a little blurb here from Kodak Black on his Instagram account. 21, do his thing. Hold on, let me try to do this like Kodak. 21, do his thing. I give credit where credit is due. But don't come after me talking about my album sale, homie. That ain't gangster. You know, in words, no way. I done been through, and this is. And you in words had a whole lot of consideration wrong with the hiccups for real. And y'all 50-year-old, 30-year-old plus. I'm young, in word, doing his thing. Since I came from the game, I was in and out of jail. And y'all still really doing nothing. To where I gotta catch up. I'm doing pretty damn good for myself. Still like no another been nowhere. Imagine if I didn't though. But let's see how this is go. Now that I've been home and I'm considering them as on my seat. Yeah. Gang gang. Kodak Black. I hope so. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, I mean, Kodak Black essentially is saying, yo, son, y'all are in your 30s. I've been consistent. And I've been in and out of jail. Don't try to say like my album sales ain't popping. Now, we know what album sales really are. We know, like it's 2022. Nobody's checking for album sales. That's not a thing. How are they feeling in the culture? And I feel within the last 2-3 years, Kodak has had relevance, and I feel like he's had an imprint in the culture like he said, going in and out of jail. He's done it. Just like you, 21. Just like you. And the crazy thing is, I don't know why I thought Kodak Black was like 40. It's only 25 years old.
Hey, Dre, would you calm down for a moment and just let me talk? Just at this point, you're just rambling, all right? What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Will Wonder, and I have a podcast called The Will Wonder Pod. I know, super original name, but I promise you'll love it. We talk sports, we talk music, and generally have some really interesting interviews with people that are doing some really cool things. So make sure you check it out wherever you get your podcast. Once again, that is The Will Wonder Pod. All right, Dre, go on about your business, whatever the fuck you were talking about.
And now the movie review segment you didn't ask for. It's down in front.
So I'm chilling, right? I'm chilling on the gram, and I had a second to kind of, gram surf, if you will. And I see a post from Nipsey Hustle. Well, it's from his Instagram account, right? And they released the trailer to a new documentary that's coming out. And boy, did your boy want to tear up. It took me back to the day we found out Nip got murdered. That was heavy. That was deep. They started off with his childhood, right? He was on the beach as a kid, right? And then we jump into California, being from Slauson. And they show that how he was talking about how him, his mom, and everybody was living in this small place, right? But yet he was happy. You know what I mean? And then it goes through him growing into being a father, his first child, finding the love of his life, Lauren London. And to see the growth, to see how the Marathon store opened up, this documentary got me hooked. This documentary might be the one. We get some of these documentaries for artists and whatnot, but for me, it's different when it's from your era, right? Yes, I was alive when Pac was alive. I was alive with Biggie, but I didn't get to feel them. Nipsey, I felt. As soon as I heard, I'm coming straight out for Slauson, a crazy motherfucker named Nipsey. I'm turned up because I grew up in the 60s. Or when I heard 600, 600, 2 fingers and a thumb all up in your face. When I heard all these records, I fell in love with the man, the aura, the person, Nipsey Hustle. And then when I got to meet him, remember going back, let's take it back to when I first opened the podcast. When you connect with people, when I connected with Nip, he had a fan for life. When I met him and we had a conversation, a young Dre, not even 21 yet. Maybe I was 21. Maybe I was like 22, maybe-ish. When I met him, it was like, this dude is a real guy. And he believes in real people. He believes in the people. He believes. So when you do that, you got a fan for life. That was me. That's still me, right? And so when I see this documentary, I get excited. Now I got a little concern when it said LeBron James. I'm not gonna do that to LeBron James, but LeBron James is one of the, I believe, is an executive producer. He's one of the producers on the film, on the Hustle documentary. There is no name for the documentary yet. It just said Hustle at the end of the trailer, so I'm assuming that's might be a hint at what it's gonna be called. No release date yet. It would be dope if they released it on maybe on June 6th. I don't know. With the 60s, you know what I mean? I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know when they release it on, or when they, all I know is that it looks done. It looks like they got all the pieces that they wanted. The trailer's out. Make sure you go check it out. I'm excited for it. I know it's going to mean a lot to the culture. Oh, by the way, with this documentary, I did a little bit more research. It's going to be having obviously his Nip's narration and his interviews, but it's also going to have some celebrities like Diddy and Snoop actually being interviewed, telling their portion of like who Nipsey is and what he meant, right? They always called Nip Baby Snoop, right? They had a lot of similarities, being Crips from California, skinny with the braids, right? And not afraid to show what set they're from. So I look forward to hearing some of these stories about Nip and whatnot. Let's see, Wakanda Forever came out. Wakanda Forever, and man, I have not seen any bad reviews on this movie. Some people are saying it was a little too long. It is 2 hours and 41 minutes. It's almost a 3-hour movie. To me, if it's a good movie, it's a good movie. Time is irrelevant. 21 Savage, yeah, it's not relevant. Time's not relevant when it comes to good movies. If it's good, it's good. I don't care. I'm gonna sit through 5 hours of it if it's good. Rotten Tomatoes gave this a 84%. IMDb gave it a 7.4 out of 10. And everybody on social media, what word I'm saying? All the people on social media I have seen average it out to be a really good movie. I've only seen one bad review, and I wouldn't even call it a bad review. Well, yeah, I would. DJ Jarvicious, I seen that post. I seen it. I seen it with my own 2 eyes. You say, hey, yo, it could have been a little shorter. It wasn't that good. I heard it. I seen it. I read it with my own eyes, Jarvicious. Why you being a hater? Because we won't let you at the potluck? We won't let you at the cookout? Just playing. I'm just playing. Yo, why do random DJs get shots on my show? Random DJs getting shots on my show. I love it. Killer Sally. Oh, man. When you talk about documentaries, when you talk about murder shows, I got to go to the professional. My wife, Tressa. She be loving herself some murder shows. But I found this one on Netflix, Big Riding Killer Sally. Now, let me give you the cliff notes on this. Now, this was a bodybuilder woman, and matter of fact, let's just read the little synopsis of the movie. Along with family and friends, former professional bodybuilder Sally McNeil charts her rocky marriage, and it ends in a Valentine's Day murder. She could have had a cool little like name. Like in the media, I didn't even hear her be called the Valentine's Day Killer. That would have been dope. They should have named it. That should have been the name of the documentary instead of Killer Sally. Yo, the Valentine's Day Killer with biceps, 6-pack of shotgun shells. I shouldn't be joking about death. That guy died. Okay, so cliff notes. Essentially, there's this woman, right? She has 2 kids from a previous marriage. She ends up finding love with a professional bodybuilder, big dude, popular guy back in the 80s and 90s, which bodybuilding was huge. I mean, I think it's still big now, but this bodybuilding back in the day with Arnold, Gold's Gym, Venice Beach, it used to be the thing, right? It was when the Thigh Master was popping. She ended up marrying the love of her life, right? It turned ugly real quick. That's when steroids became a thing, and Shorty's husband, the man that she murdered, ended up getting steroids and was beating her bad, was beating her bad, was beating the kids. And she stayed. Now, you might be saying, well, Dre, she's a bodybuilder. She's probably as big as him. Yeah, she was big too, but he was bigger. And it doesn't matter how big you are. Nobody deserves to be beat, especially not in no relationship. Like, come on. That's bad. If you don't like somebody, leave. You don't got to beat them. So she, one day on Valentine's Day, they get into a tussle. He's beating her, and she ends up going to the bedroom, loading up the shotgun, and shoots him. Boom. And homeboy didn't die right away, right? And there's the 911 call where you hear him in the background. He's like, why? Like, why? Like, why'd you do this? You know what I mean? And she goes back into the bedroom, loads up again, cocks that thing back, boom, takes him out again, boom. And that was the fatal shot or the fatal blow that took him out. Now she goes on trial, right? But before then, the cops take the kids and takes her to jail. And the son, he's like, yo, like, wow. It was heartbreaking to hear, man, because this is all these kids have. They had an abusive stepfather. They love their mom, and they're like, man, like, mom, we don't want to go. We don't want to go. Like, just tell him what happened. I mean, he was beating you. And she goes to trial. They ream her, right? They're like, because there's more to the story. Homeboy was having an affair. He had plans to leave Sally, and the prosecution was like, yo, she killed him out of a jealous rage. She killed him because she knew that he was going to be with this other woman and start a new life. And if she couldn't have him, nobody else could. It was a compelling story, right? And her defense did not fight enough, in my opinion, for her. But there's two sides to every story. She from what I remember on the documentary, she told the truth from day one. Yes, I shot him. She called the cops. He was beating me. He beat me repeatedly. Her only witness was her kids and one of her best friends. That was it. There was the one family friend, the friend of both the victim, right, the guy that got murdered, and Sally. And he was like, yeah, man, their arguments got bad. It got really bad, right? But he never intervened. And it's a weird place to be, man, when you're in the middle of two couples, a couple fighting, because, man, I don't know, the whole domestic thing is a weird thing. But I highly suggest you check it out. Sally ended up doing I think it was 20 years, 23 years or something like that in prison. She got released. This is the funny part. My wife and I were sitting there watching it, right? She gets released, and at the end of the documentary, yep, you guessed it, she got married again to another big old black dude. I told my wife when they were doing the vows, and his vows are probably like, and you have to promise not to shoot me in the face. You have to promise that. All right. Man, go check it out. It's called Killer Sally, and it's on Netflix. Something my dad is super excited about, and me too. John Wick Chapter 4. We got the release date. We got the trailer, March 24th, 23. Yes, my man Keanu Reeves is back. He is back, man. He's back. And low key, the trailer and everything, they're saying, yo, this is gonna be the one to top all of them. John Wick ain't playing. He ain't playing no more. He's taking out everybody. It's the sound effects for the movie. He's taking out everybody. You don't want to mess with John Wickety Wick. I'm excited for it. Chapters 1, 2, and 3, fire. 1 especially. 1 set the tone. If you're not a John Wick fan, man, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I look forward to it. Let's see what the little synopsis is. With the price on his head ever increasing, legendary hitman John Wick takes his final fight against the High Table Global as he seeks out most powerful players in the underworld. From New York to Paris to Japan to Berlin, John Wick fights again. I kind of freestyled the last little bit to make it rhyme. You know what I mean? I want to put some Wu-Tang behind that.
Karl Malone is a traitor. John Jones is the greatest of all time, but cocaine is a hell of a drug. It's your sports segment.
Tough news, man, for the MMA world. Anthony Rumble Johnson, man, he got there was I think it was John Anik I seen on Twitter. He was like, yo, man, terrible news. Our beloved and I'm paraphrasing, our beloved Rumble has passed away. Now, we found out when Rumble retired, I think it was his last fight against Daniel Cormier back in like 17, 18. Rumble was like, hey, I'm out. I'm retiring. I'm going to go do this cannabis thing. And then he came out again and he was like, hey, you guys, like, I need some prayers. I'm sick. It's a little bit more serious than what I thought. And we didn't know. He didn't tell us nothing. He wasn't really on the gram or anything. Like, to the point where he fought, I believe it was in Bellator last year and won by TKO, by punches. So when you think about it, it's like, yo, he just fought. How sick can he be if he just fought? But, man, he went quick, man. Going from fighting last year to being no longer here in November of 2022, man. Whatever sickness it was, and I'm sure by now we know exactly what it was, but when you hear that and we see that, it's so sudden. It's so sudden, man. He always put on a fun show, man. I loved his Rumble shirts. His merch was fire. Probably one of the best merch that we have in MMA sports. Just the word Rumble and the lettering of it just looked really dope. And an incredible light heavyweight fighter. He couldn't get past Cormier, but we always rooted for him because that was during the time I did not like Cormier early on in my MMA fandom. But Anthony Johnson was a fighter that I truly rooted for and was like, man, I want this guy to become champion. And we never got to see the fight that we all wanted to see, which was Jon Jones. That would have been so much fun. Man, rest in peace to Rumble. I think he ended his career with like 23 wins or something like that, and majority of them were by either knockout or TKO. Salute to him and his family. Hope they find peace. UFC 282. Is it 282? Yeah, 282 coming up. What day is that? December the 10th. December the 10th. I think it's Jair, I believe, and Glover Teixeira. This is the rematch. This is part 2. Glover Teixeira, I think he's the oldest current UFC fighter, is gonna try to get his light heavyweight title back. Should be fun. Patty Pimblett is on this card. Blankowitz is on this card as well. And Robbie Lawler's back. And then of course Bryce Mitchell. We all know Bryce Mitchell and his wild takes about conspiracy theories. Make sure you come out. A bar named Sue, 8136 South State Street for that. Not only that, man, a lot of sports news. World Cup, FIFA World Cup. Now I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm the biggest soccer fan, but it's just like the World Series. Yeah, we might not be all watching the daily, baseball, or we might not watch the daily I watch daily basketball, but we might watch every football game, right? But when it comes to the World Cup, when it comes to the NBA Finals, when it comes to the World Series, when it comes to the Daytona 500, maybe not Daytona 500, let's be honest. But when it comes to these type of big tournaments, we tune in. And I'm going to be tuning in for the FIFA World Cup, not catching every game, probably not, because it's in is it Qatar? Qatar. So I don't know what the time difference is, but probably going to be super late or super early here in the States during the time that our United States takes on Wales, November 21st. We're Group B. So Group B consists of England, Iran, and Wales. So hopefully we can get a good win over Wales and continue to win the World Cup. The dark side of this World Cup, though, there's a lot of controversy over the World Cup, and it has been for a while now, because Qatar essentially has a modern day slavery going on right now. It's really wild. So I read up on it. Rolling Stone had a really good article. Maybe I'll post it on my story on Instagram or something. But essentially, they're getting all these migrant workers, right? People from different countries coming over to Qatar to help with the World Cup, right? Help build the facilities, help, get everything in line, because the world is coming to Qatar, which is one of the world's most richest countries, right? But it's the world's most richest countries to certain people. It sounds a little familiar, right? So they have these workers living in, oh my gosh, the worst conditions, like 7 people to 1 studio like apartment. They're not getting paid what they were told, right? So the way that it works with the visa, the work visa, they have a sponsor, and typically the sponsor is the person that they're working for. So let's say I'm a business owner, right? And I want to get ready for the World Cup. I need bodies. I need construction guys to come help and build this thing, right? So I put something out there, right? We solicit, and I start getting applications, and I look at it and it's like, oh, Jonathan from Sudan wants to come and work. Okay, come on over. We'll sponsor you. You come on over. Oh, now that you're here in Qatar, hey, we need your passport. Not only that, but you're not getting what we promised you. You're not getting the $100K a year that we promised you. You're actually gonna get minimum wage. All right. Oh, and you want to leave? Oh, sorry, but we already have your passport. So unfortunately, you got to stay here until the job's done. Oh, you want to leave early? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's no problem. It's gonna cost you $5,000 in order for you to get this passport back. Well, I don't have $5,000. I came here to work. Sorry. Yes, get back to work. Yeah, it's modern day slavery. It's really, really bad. It's scary. It's scary how bad this thing is right now. And guys are dying. Workers are dying. Like, I believe the total was like 1,600. 1,600 people passed away. And the crazy thing is, this is like an underground type of like new low of like weird conspiracy, whatever. When they have the autopsy, they're putting that it was natural causes, right? But what they're really thinking is that it's heat exhaustion. These other things that are due to the conditions that they're working in, right? It's kind of crazy. It is. It's nuts. And the world is going to be watching Qatar. And Qatar already condemned these things, right? They already said, hey, it's not, we don't want these kind of things to happen, but it's still happening. So what are you doing, Qatar? What are you doing to the government? Huh? What are you guys doing? How are you trying to save these workers' lives? Now, some of the workers that were able to get their visas back and get back to their respective countries, they actually created a force, an initiative to not only get people out of there, right, but also get the correct pay, right? Get the correct pay, get the correct working conditions, which doesn't sound like a lot, right? Doesn't sound like it should be a lot. But it is. It's a fight that they're currently fighting in Qatar. It's going to be interesting to see how this World Cup goes, because will there be protesters? Will they be protesting the World Cup come next month? I don't know. I know I just sounded like I wasn't, because I'm probably not. I pass on this information so you can do whatever it is that you want with it. It's just really messed up. And there's so much money coming to the World Cup too. Like, so much money. A lot of money. Okay, let's see what else we have. Man, my Oregon Ducks lost over the week, and it's all right. It's okay. We bounced back this weekend against Utah. That's right. Utah Utes versus my Oregon Ducks in Autzen Stadium. Number 10 versus number 12. Utah Utes are looking good, man. They're 8-2. My Ducks are 6-2. My Ducks are 8-2 too. Man, this is gonna be a tough one. Both Pac-12. Hey, we'll see what happens. I know I'm rooting on my Ducks, even in the crowd of red. I'll be doing it. We're driving to the studio. Today we're recording on November 15th. It's a Tuesday. And the Delta Center, or Energy Solutions, or no, what is it now? Vivint. The Vivint Arena. They had the lights on the plaza. It's all purpled out. They have a cool little Utah Jazz mobile kind of thing that's pretty dope. Yeah, it's pretty dope. But yeah, our Utah Jazz, I say again, number 2, Blazers are number 1. Utah Jazz are taking on the New York Knickerbockers. Yes, Knicks are 8-7 right now. Jazz are 10-5. Jazz need to win, man. They're coming off of 2 back-to-back losses. They're sitting at number 3 in the West, behind the Denver Nuggets, and the Portland Trailblazers are sitting at 1. It's kind of crazy. Who's below number 8, right? Who's below number 8? The Sacramento Kings, as expected. Actually, Kings, I would expect them to be a little lower. Number 10 spot, the Golden State Warriors. Number 11, remember, number 11 just picked up Rudy Gobert. Yes, the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Spurs are at 12. We knew that they were going to be tanking, right? They're trying to get Wamba Jamba Ding Dong. And Oklahoma City Thunder, number 13. We knew that was going to happen. Lakers sitting at 14. And the Rockets sitting at 15 with only 2 wins. One of them over the Jazz. It's crazy, man. The Western Conference is looking so crazy. It's so flip-flop. It's nuts. It's really crazy right now. But if the playoffs were to start today, the Jazz would be playing, let's see who. 1 would play 8, 2 would play 7, 3 would play 6, which is the Dallas Mavericks. We do not want that matchup again. Do not want that matchup. Crazy thing is that if the Blazers were to match up against the Pelicans, you'd have CJ McCollum going up against Lillard. Would be a fun series to watch.
Hey, yo, you're probably listening to the Unrestricted Podcast with Drerawka.
We are?
No, they are.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Oh, wow.
I'm the real Ruby. You can catch me and Fonzie and the G Daddy Funk on Lake Talk 81 Podcast.
Yeah, but I think you have to come in more smoother, more funnier. Like, yeah, they could catch us on the Lake Talk 801 podcast.
Yeah, y'all can catch us on the Lake Talk 801.
Yeah, and be like, and yeah, man, hey, and they could catch people like me, the real Ruby, and people like you, Fonzie, and people like him, G Daddy Funk,
wow,
on the Lake Talk 801. Who cares?
What'd he say?
Huh?
I didn't hear him.
I don't know, but this probably should be the ad.
Are these on?
Catch a new episode every Monday on all streaming platforms. The Lake Talk 801. Tune in now.
All right, that's it. That's all your bitch ass gets.
All right, that's all you get. Man, what a good pod. I feel like today was good. I feel like the energy was high. I feel like I got some things off my chest. I feel like we got a little deep. I think we had a little fun. Hopefully you did. Remember, this is the People's Podcast, so let your voice be heard. Hit me up. 385-240-4666 is the number. Do you know what that noise is? Hey, should I play it one more time? Let's see if I can play it real quick. Tell me what this noise is. Ooh. Get that noise in. Tell me what it is for your chance to win $50. Again, 385-240-4666 is the number. Oh, man. Follow me on Instagram at Drerawka, DRERAWKA. I also do video reactions. So if you are not on the YouTube channel, go and search Unrestricted Reactions. And if you are a musical artist, if you are a video director and you want to have me react to one of your videos, reach out to me. Also, there are ad space on the podcast. If you want to run an ad, maybe you are a musical artist, or maybe you're a business and you got something coming up. Maybe you're a realtor and you want to throw ad space here on the podcast. Reach out to me, man. We got affordable rates. I can put you in a pre-roll, mid-roll, or on the closing roll. Regardless, I want to take care of you for a good way, or for a good price. So reach out to me. Let me know. And also, if you are wanting to start a podcast, it's 2023 and everybody and their mom wants a podcast, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to get you started. Or if you need a place to record, reach out. We are recording live from the All Rock Media Studios in North Salt Lake. So if you need a space to record your podcast or record your content in general, reach out to me. I want to help you. Make sure you check out all the other homie podcasts. You know who they are. And yeah, you already know what the deal is. Have the day you deserve and protect your light. We out. Peace.